Hi there. Let's have a very good look at what is momentum. Momentum is the amount of moving object. In the other way, we can say it like product of mass and velocity. So have a good look at a mass of m and moving with a velocity of v. So the motion can be represented as following. So the object is moving with velocity of mv. And the p is equals to the momentum of the object. Meanwhile, m is the mass and v is the velocity. So this is a very primary equation. You have better to circle around it. And next step is to find out the units of the momentum. Units is going to be kg m s minus 1. And the momentum, after finding out the units, very next step is to find out the dimension of p. So dimension of p is equals to very easy to find out. The kg is equals capital M, m is capital L, and s minus 1 is t minus 1. It's really easy to find it out. In the same way, the momentum is just directly proportional to the mass of m. And when the mass increases, the momentum increases. It can be easily represented in this way. But a truck is moving with the velocity of v and having a mass. It's a very heavy one. When the truck is really heavy and the velocity is relatively low according to the conditions of the road and heavy load, the truck has the potential of damaging a wall or any other object which confront. And the same way, smaller bike has that much of momentum. If the truck has a very high velocity as well, the velocity is going to be even devastating. And let's think about an asteroid. Asteroid is just a very huge object, and the velocity is very high, can make very huge damage. And the velocity, when the velocity factor increases, the momentum increases rapidly. Say that a bullet is a very small object, has a very enormous velocity, very high velocity, it can make severe damage on other objects. In the same way, two objects with a mass of m1 and m2, other one, and moving with the same velocity of v, that's why I colored in yellow, and has momentum of p1 and p2. Both the objects are moving at the velocity of common velocity v together as following. Now the objects can have two different momentums of p1 and p2 according to the mass of m1 and m2. So the m1 is smaller than m2. Momentum of p2 is greater than of p1. Now consider about a certain mass of the same mass, like so two baseballs traveling at two different velocities of v1 and v2. The first one may travel with the p1 and v1. The second one is traveling with the momentum of p2 and v2, like as following. So the objects can be changed to momentum dramatically. So according to this one, v1 is greater than of v2. So the object is first one is moving faster than the second one. So the momentum is of the first one is greater than of the second object. Is v1 is greater than of v2, and according to that, p1 is extremely greater than of p2. Guys, let's have a good look at two real examples like this one. Then object of mass m1 and v1. The object of that m1 is 150 grams, like of a baseball, which is traveling at 144 kilometers per hour. Now you have a big trouble, because why? If you apply 150 into 144, it's wrong, because you didn't consider about the basic SI units. Now we have to apply in 150 over 1000 times 144 times 5 over 18. You might have a problem with what is 5 over 18. It is something I have mentioned in my previous short videos, and the link is in the description. You can see if you don't know. Now we have to multiply by the factor of 5 over 18 to get the real momentum. Just after getting multiplied by the factor, we can get the momentum. That of the momentum is going to be 6 kg ms minus 1. That is the momentum of the first object. Now let's have a good look at about the motion of electrons at the mass of 9 into 10 to the power minus 1. So these ones can be traveling at very fast, because of electrons have this one mass, and when keeping in between two parallel plates in the electric field, you will learn these things, electric fields. Okay, it are traveling with a velocity of v, very high velocity. electricity because of the electric field intensity created on it. Forces of F, electrostatic forces, gaining very high velocities, even well over this amount like 20,000 ms minus 1, very fast moving objects. So the stuff is 9 into 10 to the power minus 37 multiplied by 20,000. You get the answer like 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 26 kg ms minus 1 as the answer. For future updates, subscribe to my channel. God bless you.